Welcome. This is the Tuesday Tonic, and I am Patu Tommy. Subject today is rescue mission. How do we save a country that has suffered a collapse of culture? How do we save a country where many of its institutions are broken? How do we save a country where a whole generation has grown up not actually understanding the difference between right and wrong in the sense of, say, taking a bribe and the kinds of values that society normally treasures and which many accept have been the reasons that separate societies that have made progress from those that have failed? Of course, very often I cite Jared Diamond and his work in the book Collapse, How Societies Have Failed Through Human History. Let's not monkey around. We know that what Nigeria has gone through this last 30 or so years has pointed us in the direction of really severe diminution of possibilities. So how do we get a generation that did not know how things were before to understand that it is possible and that we can be civil to one another, and that we can really have values that raise the common good, the dignity of the human person, and through that make sustained progress? My view is that professional bodies have a critical role to play in this regard. And I want to start with the Bar Association and the Judiciary. I find it very intriguing that many times I hear very senior lawyers talk very contemptuously about the judiciary. And I wonder if they realize that they're not speaking in a manner of speaking to themselves. Because institutions really evolve from the role of interested parties. Groups like bar associations have a fundamental duty to say these are, the unacceptables for this profession, and to aggressively challenge to ensure that that is the case. And then eventually boundaries begin to take form, and these boundaries eventually set the habits of the community. And what we call institutions actually become settled habits of community. If the Bar Association doesn't take the lead in calling out corrupt judges, if the Bar Association doesn't take the lead in changing how judges are appointed, if the Bar Association does not take the lead in essentially outing judges who have come up through the patronage of some political actors and continue to do their bidding, then lawyers everywhere must take the shame of the fall of the judiciary. Now, the law, and it's interesting that I use the word the law because it goes back to 1848, 49, and the book The Law by Bastiat. Bastiat, the French laissez-faire parliamentarian, basically has argued about what the law really is. But lawyers work in a way that the law ultimately becomes the, as we say, last hope of the common man. If it seems to have been lost today, it's the Bar Association that has a duty to get very active, become activists in changing the way the judiciary is perceived in Nigeria today. I just saw some reflection from former President Olusegun Obasanjo on judges and corruption. Can we break this? It is so pathetic how Nigerian judges are now viewed. We can't build a strong society where the judiciary is ridiculed. So, Bar Association, over to you. I am Patu Tommy, and this is the Tuesday Tonic. I'll see you next week.